Hi guys, welcome to the Year 9 Business Studies presentation. My name is Miss Hurst. I am one of the Business Studies teachers in Christleton. I know you haven't did a bit about Business Studies before and you probably haven't met me before, then that's solely just because I teach Business Studies. So it's a really good presentation to listen to in terms if you have any questions. You have a number of topics that are floated around the screen on the outside, and all of those topics are things that we cover, such as production methods and finance, globalization. So before we start, I would like you to pause now, and I want you to have a go at guessing the logos. These are things that we actually talk about. These are businesses that we talk about during our lessons and during discussions. So please pause now and have a guess at the logos. You should have now had a chance to guess. I hope you found that interesting and it woke you up a little bit. So the first logo, this one here, is Coca-Cola. Then you have Nike, Hard Rock Cafe, Starbucks, Harley Davidson, Domino's, Blockbuster, Shell, Heinz, Gap, Nestle, and Adidas or Adidas, depending on what way you say it. So those are just some companies that we actually discuss in our lessons, because when we teach business studies, we like to use real life business examples, and having that idea and the concept of what actually goes on within these businesses and some businesses that you may use every day, it's really interesting. So why should you actually pick business studies? Because I know, as I said previously, it is something that you haven't done before. So I get that it's a little bit of a risk taking it, but it's something exciting, it's something new. Are you interested in running your own business or managing your own business in the future? When you choose business studies, you're going to learn about key business decisions and how they're made within a business. You get to use lots of real life examples based on business current guidelines or case studies. It actually allows you to prepare for the world of work and gets you to give an insight into the dynamic world of a business. All that we ask for is, if you do choose it, is you actually do have a genuine interest in business, whether that's why are certain items placed where they are in the supermarket shelves, why certain businesses need to promote themselves more than others, what actually did the impact of coronavirus have on businesses. If those are questions that you actually ask yourself and that you actually consider, then business studies would be a fab option for you to choose. In Christleton, we have two options along the business studies route available for you. So we have the GCSE business studies and the BTEC enterprise. And the only difference really within these is the way they're assessed and the way they're graded. So in the GCSE business studies, you have 2 exams. So you get taught 2 years of content, 2 years of theory, and then you have 2 exams that are set at the end of year 11. And those exams and the grade that you will receive is a grade 9-1. In the BTEC enterprise, it's a little bit different because you only have 1 exam that you sit in January in year 11, and then you have 2 components of coursework. Okay, and those components consist of 3 separate pieces of coursework each. The first component of coursework is taught in year 10, and the second component of coursework is taught in year 11. And you're given what grade you get throughout, so you can see where you're actually able to progress. That's graded as a distinction star to level 1 pass. Now, that might look a bit weird, and we will go through that and what that actually means in the first few lessons that we have in BTEC Enterprise. But basically, it's equivalent to the grade 9-1, okay? The BTEC Enterprise, the BTEC is equivalent to the GCSE. So lots of people have lots of questions about what actual one they should choose. And really, it just depends on what way you like to work, what way you like to be assessed. Whether you're a crammer and you like to stick it all in just right before the exam. We have lots of homework, so don't feel like you need to pick up for that. Do you actually like sitting exams? Do you actually like taking notes and be taught a lot of content and then being able to do the exam and show off your knowledge? Or do you prefer small deadlines? Do you prefer working towards a goal and having that assessment throughout? If you do, then the BTEC option is definitely for you. So what's actually taught in the GCSE business course? it is split between 2 themes. So you have a theme 1 that's taught in year 10 and a theme 2 that's taught in year 11. And those correlate outside the papers. So then you have a paper 1 which is based on theme 1 and you have a paper 2 which is based on theme 2. So theme 1 and paper 1 concentrates on key business concepts. So you actually get the starting knowledge of business, and it's all about how you just start a small business, how to run a small business, what key decisions need to be made. And then you have theme 2, which talks about taking that small businesses and developing them further, how to make them global brands, how to make them worldwide, and what are the impacts of that whenever you actually do that. As I said previously, these 2 themes correlate with the 2 papers that you sit, but you sit the 2 papers at the end of year 11. So there is no controlled assessment, there is no coursework. It's entirely assessed by exam, and you sit those 2 exams at the end of year 11. We then have the BTEC Enterprise course, and as I said before, it's split into 3 components. So component 1 and component 2 is your coursework components. So component 1, you will look and examine different local enterprises. So you'll look at businesses in Chester and you'll see what knowledge and what skills those entrepreneurs need in order to run that successful business. Component 2 is where you will select an idea for a micro business, or like a small business activity, and you will plan that activity and you will pitch it. So you will actually plan how to run your own business, and then you will pitch how you're actually going to be able to do that. Component 3 is your exam unit that you will sit in January, and that explores January of year 11, and that explores different promotional methods used by a business and the financial documents that businesses will actually look at in order to do that. No matter which option you choose, we have lots of extracurricular activities that you can take part in. So we do things such as the Hope House £10 Challenge, where you have to pitch a fundraising idea to a group of dragons, where they'll fund your idea with £10, and you have to try and grow that £10 into make a lot more money for Hope House, hopefully. The highest we've had so far is £356. So a group of people actually made £356 just from having that £10 investment that they were able to give to Hope House and be able to develop their fundraising. You will have noticed, because it was in year 7 that you would have done the Enterprise Day in the hall, where you come off timetable for half a period and buy stuff from the stalls. Well, if you actually pick business studies, you actually get to be the one running those stalls. And when you run the stalls, any profit, any money that you make is yours to keep. We then have the Make It Enterprise Challenge, where we go to different places and compete against different schools to a specification of what their business and what the enterprise challenge actually want you to create. We also have lots of guest speakers that come in and talk you through their business, especially in the BTEC. We also have local enterprise speakers coming in to talk to you through their skills and knowledge and how they actually made the business successful. And then we also go on trips such as Cadbury's World. So no matter which option you choose, all of those are available to you. I put in 2 different opinions here whenever what our students say and why you think they should pick business. So Sam has said that it's a very interesting course that teaches you about relevant real world topics that you can use later in life. And then we have Tom, who says it is a lot of writing. So just because you haven't picked business before doesn't mean that it is the easy option. You do have to put in the same amount of effort, the same amount of work, and it is a lot of writing. But I hope you see that from the 2 contrasting views that the writing does pay off. It is an interesting course, and it does teach you about real world skills that you can use later in life. I get that you haven't met any business studies teachers before, but please feel free to contact us if you have any questions. We have Miss Farley, who will be the head of business. Again, she is off on maternity at the minute, so that's why I haven't put her email on it. But my email is the middle one, so please feel free to email me if you have any questions. Or Miss John is our other business studies teacher, and I've also put her email on the board. So if you have any questions about the presentation, if you don't know whether you want to do the course and want more information about it, please feel free to email us. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.